first off, everything for me is a write-off. Everything. My SRP, all my equipment, my electric bill, my water bill, everything I do is a tax write-off.
What do people need and what do they not need when they're starting a garage gym with the intention to like train people?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, the first thing I think you need to have is some kind of a vision on what demographic you want to train, like how you want to do it. See, because if I want to be a boot camp leader, if I want to do a classroom type setting, then I'm going to probably select a different assortment of equipment than I am if I'm going to be a one-on-one guy. See, everything that I put in my facility, and again, I had a great mentor. I saw what one-on-one looked like in person, and I could call up Brian, who's the PT guy over at PEP, or I could text Ian and say, hey, what is this? Where did you get this? I had that at my disposal. Most people don't. Yeah. I suppose they have me, but that's not, I don't think, the same. In order to understand where to even start your vision, you first have to understand what you want to do with it. Like, who do you want to train and in what capacity? How many people do you want to do? If we were talking specifics on equipment, I mean, of course, I would say probably dumbbells, a rack, some weights, a functional trainer. I'd probably go free motion or maybe tough stuff, something like that. That's something that I would definitely implement. I've changed my opinion on that one quite a bit. I used to have one of the vertical functional trainers who just go up and down, up and down. Having the one now with the arms. I don't know. Do y'all have one of those? The one that see, I didn't notice one. That's changed a lot for me. And specifically
we have like the cable crossover kind of deal. So we have
which is what I had. This will show the difference.
Pretty good variety.
That's the old one, and then
we'll pay him.
That's the new one.
That is so sick. I love this machine right here.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, those are pretty fucking awesome.
You guys got to get in touch with
so much shit you can do with that.
Plate Snacks.
Plate Snacks?
Plate Snacks. You ever seen that guy's company?
No.
Oh, dude. So look at this. So Plate Snacks, he designs these decals. He and I worked on this to design the decals that'll go over your old plates. So if you have old busted plates, you can cover them, make your own stuff.
Nice.
So that's our logo and the comic book number. And he's a big fan. He loves what we do. He's always messaging me. And that's again,
nice.
That's such a nice machine.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
I
Such
want
a
one of those
good-looking
big
machine with the LEDs.
That's sick. Yeah, I got the one that just has like the pulleys just go up and down on the sides. It's like always almost perfect, but it's good enough, for a home gym for me.
My biggest beef with it was it could not do flies. I couldn't do wide flies. I would always kind of come to here, and that was about it. With those, I mean, I can expand the arms out 6 feet in each direction, and even in my small space, it works. I can do all the movements with that thing, and that's another big point to bring up. When you're doing an at-home garage gym, you have to factor in footprint quite heavily whenever you're purchasing. You have to not only think of, the actual footprint of the machine, but you have to think about the workable footprint on movement. Something like that. You can't just have the small, because the tough stuff has really small footprint. It's only like 2x4, but the arms go out 6 feet in either direction. So you need to make sure you have the space to do that. That is a big point. Just organization. That's a big thing you're going to have if you are somebody who wants to build from home, and you want to do that from the exercise side of things. There's so much more. The expansion of the brand, be creative. That's something that I would really, really emphasize. For me, that was second nature. I've always had a very kind of somewhat crazy mind. I'm always thinking, I'm always just kind of creating in my head since I was a little kid. I like to draw. I like to create in that way, but I found a very fun integration of that into our gym and into the business. And that's, bringing on Eli, he's the same way. He's every bit as creative as I am. And so much of the content that we've created has been the collaboration of both our minds. He and I think in very different ways. That's another really important topic. Get people around you that think differently from you. Get people around you that are smarter than you in areas where you're weak. That's a big, that applies to anything, of course. But to doing this, I really see this as a big, big future for the industry. Trainers doing this from their home. That's it. I mean, right off the bat, you'll realize once you start doing this, first off, everything for me is a write-off. Everything. My SRP, all my equipment, my electric bill, my water bill, everything I do is a tax write-off.
Pack Project family, how's it going? I want to tell you guys about the legendary Tasty Pastry. And we've talked about Ben and Jerry's and snacks and stuff on the podcast, but those can go against your goals. They can be too calorically dense, and they can really make you crave more bad foods. But the crazy thing about the legendary Tasty Pastry is that it's 20 grams of protein and 5 grams of net carbs and 180 calories, and they taste amazing. You guys need to check them out. They have tons of flavors. Andrew, how can they get it?
Yeah, and the other thing, they passed the kid test. Kids love these things as well. Head over to eatlegendary.com and at checkout, enter promo code POWERPROJECT to save 20% off all the tasty pastries, all the nut butters, all the almonds, everything. Again, eatlegendary.com. Links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes. Let's get back to the podcast.
And all the stuff that I build, it's all in-house. So my house is a tax. All of you will have an amazing, just from the business side of things, from doing this kind of thing at home businesses flourish because of that. But an at-home gym business, because if you're going to take it really seriously and you're going to put, 100, 200K into whatever your equipment will be, you're going to need to know what you stand to make on the back end and how you will save money on your overhead. That's the thing that kills most trainers. They go out, they try to go from, going from point A to point B. If point A is LA Fitness, where there is no overhead, you just have to pay the fee for the gym, then you go out and you do your own thing. But if you make that step, okay, well, now all of a sudden I got $3,600 a month where I have to pay that no matter what happens. And maybe I'm leading a class, maybe I'm doing private training, but most likely not. Most trainers cannot survive doing one-on-one. And that's, again, it's why our brand is just kind of unique, because the only way we'd be able to get to this point, we built slowly, extremely slowly. He made a video last month, I'll find it and send it to you guys, where it's kind of the gym now, like how it was then and how it is now. And it shows how, before we had lighting, before we had anything, 7 years ago when I started doing this, the only way that it was able to do this is because I was, at that point, I would comfortably say I had some vision. I knew what I wanted to do, and I was willing to reinvest almost all my earnings back into this with the goal of, okay, well, here's where I'm at. Here's 5 years. Here's 10 years. And we're at 7 years. So I'd say in my mind, we've probably exceeded my 5-year goal, but I'm still thinking about 10 years. I'm still thinking. But I didn't make any money for 5 years. And that's uncomfortable. Some people hear that and they're like, whoa, I can't not make any money for 5 years. But I didn't. I lived off $30,000 a year, maybe. I mean, single guy, who cares? It doesn't matter. But everything I did was an investment for the future of me, for the future of the brand. And he's not in the room, so I'm a little bit more comfortable complimenting him without him sitting there. But he came to me. He's got a degree in marketing. TCU. He got out and he told me, he goes, I don't think you know what it is you're doing. You think of yourself as a trainer in your garage. That's fine. That's wrong. You don't realize where the expansion of your brand can go. Here's what we need to do. He's the reason we have the funnels from all of the social media markets, and we have a Vimeo channel where people get subscription models where they can see all of our movement patterns, and we can do, obviously custom online training, and we can do the in-person training, but all of that brand awareness and creating that, because it is a full-time thing, and I wouldn't be able to do it. Couldn't do it. Not a chance. Having somebody like that who understands that, that's where the expansion can go for somebody who wants to go from being a garage gym owner to a garage gym empire. Creating the idea of a franchise. And that's another thing that, can happen. If your brand has recognition and awareness, and you get to those, 1, 2, 300,000 followers, so on and so forth, people start to now, they want to be a part of it. How do I do that? Well, what should I do? Okay, well, now we can create a curriculum. We can make a program. We can get to you and say, all right, here's a list of all the equipment manufacturers we work with. Here's their affiliation codes. Here's the discounts if you go through us. Here's the X amount of dollars to get you to this stage, X amount to get you here. Here's our programming. You can make modules on how, we haven't even talked about training. You can create training modules based on, because we're doing the contrast therapy, the strength training, all of that goes in this. All of this is scalable. All of it is scalable for the garage gym owner to create more and more and more in a larger empire. And that's what's so exciting about it, is that we're getting to kind of live it, and it's going at a rate that is, we're happy with it. all of that is to say that this is not as limited as people think it will be. Because of course, in my mind, especially, I was totally guilty of this. Before he came on board, I was thinking, all right, let's be optimistic. I can charge $150 a session, but I'm still going to be capped at whatever that comes out to in a year. I mean, let's say I train 9 hours a day. Well, I'm going to definitely get burned out at 9 hours a day. I mean, I'll do it $150 an hour, 9 hours a day. I mean, that's decent. That's good money, but I'm still capped. The more you realize that there is real chance inside of, online expansion for this to never have a ceiling, for it to just keep going and keep growing and to create a brand that will grow on itself and work for you. That is where you can really take something that is, just a one-on-one operation and make it into an actual, I love the word empire, just make it into that. Yeah.
I think I like what you said in the beginning. You mentioned building off of a vision. You said you have to have a vision, and then off the vision, you're going to make decisions. And I think that is really good recommendation for people. It all starts with an idea. It starts with a concept. It starts with an invention, and then it starts with some sort of action towards that.
Oh yeah.
And what you said, I kind of like reading between the lines. It doesn't fucking matter what you get. It doesn't matter what you have. It matters who you are and what you've become and what you're able to share. Because people that just want to get in shape, and they don't give a fuck, and they don't know what works and what doesn't work. I think in Nsima at his house, you have a couple kettlebells, you have a jump rope, right?
Kettlebells, jump rope, slant board. I recently got the base blocks equipment since I'm doing a lot of calisthenics, but it's minimal.
Yeah, I'd go train with him. If he was like, dude, like, hey, come train with me. I'm gonna help you.
Because he's
kick
who
ass
he is.
in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I'm be like, fuck, okay, well, he's pretty fucking jacked. Looks like he knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah.
And so people having they don't have to be as advanced as he is, but people having some sort of good base originally and having some sort of knowledge is really all you kind of need. You don't need a lot more, although it helps because then you can charge more and you open up your garage door and there's like real shit in there. It's not just a kettlebell. That does help a lot, but just to get started, it doesn't matter if you spend $300 or if you spend $30,000.
Amen.
Just get started. And hopefully in getting started, you at least have some knowledge and you have a vision and an idea to base everything off of.
Oh yeah. And to piggyback off what you just said about, Nsima, people are paying for you. People want to see all sides of you. They want to work with whatever it is that you're doing. They're buying your presence as much as most people don't care about what kind of equipment you have. I mean, yeah, they'll come in, they'll be like, whoa, this is amazing. But that's not why they're there. People oftentimes are attracted to the trainer much more than the training. They want to be a part of the energy that you bring. And that's another reason why you have to love what you're doing in this industry. You got to be real excited about your training methods and what you get to do. And oh my God, I don't know what it's like to go to work. I don't know what that feels like to get up and have to go to work. I never work. I work 7 days a week all day long because I never work. That is the kind of energy that I bring to the clients, to the experience, and to the content. Everything we do is so much fun. And, again, this is a perfect, the models I paint, that's something, that has nothing to do with anything. But people see that, they're like, wow, this guy's like nerdy and kind of relatable. And like, yeah, all right, I could see myself working with him. I mean, he's kind of a normal guy. He's got some weird, thing going on the side. That's fine. That's a big part of it. And the vision has to be reflective of that.
Power Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one. Just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys, and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.